This is your official full honest review and report card grade for WWE Survivor Series 2020 here on the JBSN Media Network YouTube channel. Jeff here with you. Let's get into it. It took place from the Amway Center in Orlando, Florida. This is going to be the last pay-per-view that's going to be taking place from the Amway Center. They're going to be moving the Thunderdome concept down to Tropicana Field in Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg, Florida. They did announce that on the show as well. So it is official, so this will be the final pay-per-view. During the kickoff, as the show got underway, we had a panel discussion going on. We saw R-Truth coming out here. He wanted to show this tribute package that he had for the Phenom, a 30-year legend. They wanted you to think it was The Undertaker. It turned out to be the gobbledygooker. They showed what had happened back in Survivor Series 1990 when it was hatched out of that egg, and everyone in the arena there, I remember pretty much 90 to 95% of them booted out of the building. If I remember the story correctly, it was going to be the mascot for the WWF at the time, but the fans reacted very negative towards it, and we really almost never saw it again. I think the next time we saw it was at the Gimmick Battle Royal back in 2001 for WrestleMania. So, with that said, they showed that package. Once we came back, we saw the gobbledygooker, an updated version of it, come out there, dancing with R-Truth, and then tricked R-Truth and rolled him up. A referee just happened to be up there and got the 3 counts, so the gobbledygooker won the 24/7 title. And then it ran off, and R-Truth went after it, and it was very cringe. It was an attempt at comedy here, but it did not work very well. I did say on the podcast we would probably get something with the 24/7 title on the kickoff, so I was correct. I gave this an F, and it would not be the last time we would see. We'll see more of that later on. The featured match on the kickoff was a dual brand battle royal. This was essentially all of your mid-carders who had nothing to do on the main portion of the show, so they got relegated to doing this. Let's just get down to the final 4 here. It was Jeff Hardy, The Miz, Dominic Mysterio, and Chad Gable. It looked like Jeff Hardy had eliminated The Miz. He had gone over the top rope but never went through. He had gone back in through the bottom rope. The referees were confirming, and once they thought he was eliminated, then Jeff Hardy got eliminated. So it was down initially to Dominic Mysterio and Chad Gable. The Miz was outside there just pretending to be eliminated. These two had a pretty good back and forth for a couple minutes. I wouldn't mind seeing them have a match. I think a lot of people online, from what I was seeing on social media, were very much into this, so they were doing some good stuff here. Chad Gable and Dominic were. Dominic looks like he has it won. He eliminates Chad Gable. He's in the ring celebrating. We never heard a bell, which was a dead giveaway as to what was happening. The Miz sneaks up from behind. He eliminates Dominic, and then we get the bell rung. That's what happened at 12 minutes and 5 seconds. So The Miz wins this match here. I gave it a D. This was very boring, very basic, very paint by numbers here. And you could see this finish coming 10 miles away. Once you saw the Miz on the outside there. You can see the referees kind of waving it off, so they pretty much gave it away, and the announcers actually acknowledged it as well during the broadcast. So you could see the finish coming 10 miles away. And again, there was nothing gained by this. There was nothing that was really done about this. It was just one of those things that the Miz won here. And it's because he's the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. This was the way to get him over even more as a heel and all that kind of stuff. I gave it a D. This was a waste of time, but again, this was just to give everyone a chance to do something on the show because they didn't have anything for these mid-carders to do. So that's what we had there. The Miz won. I didn't really give a crap because there was nothing on the line here, and that's a theme into the show itself. So they jerked the curtain here. They opened the actual Survivor Series with the men's traditional 5-on-5 elimination match. For Team Raw, you had AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Matt Riddle taking on Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, Baron Corbin, Seth Rollins, and Otis. This was interesting because this match was pretty much one-sided. The very first thing we saw here, this was a surprise because I didn't see this coming at all. Seth Rollins was actually the first one eliminated. He said he did it for the greater good here. He basically got down on his knees and dared Sheamus to hit him with a bro kick. Sheamus hit him with a bro kick and pinned him and covered him, so he was out. So he was out of there, so he was out of the match. So Rollins was out. Now, obviously, we'll talk about that in a moment. Kevin Owens was out next. He got eliminated by AJ Styles with a phenomenal forearm, so Kevin Owens got eliminated next. So SmackDown's down to 3. The next elimination would be Baron Corbin by Matt Riddle. So Corbin is out, so it's now 5-on-2 in favor of Raw. The next elimination would be Otis by Braun Strowman. He hit the big power slam on him Very impressive looking spot here. So Otis is eliminated, so it's down to 5-on-1. It's Jey Uso taking on the rest of Team Raw. Uso fights valiantly for a while here, but eventually Keith Lee gets him in the end, and he hit him with the big power bomb, and he got the win. So that was it. At 18 minutes and 58 seconds, Team Raw swept 5-0 on SmackDown. They win with every guy still remaining. So that was it. So 18 minutes and 58 seconds. I gave this a C minus. This was, I was almost going to give it a D, but I bumped it up a little bit here. The stuff with Seth Rollins, of course, everyone knows the story with Seth Rollins. He's going to be taking time off. He's going to probably be gone through the month of December. He's going to be a father. Of course, Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins have a child on the way. Becky Lynch is due to be given at any time now, so we know Seth Rollins is going to be away for a while. This was a way to write him off very quickly. We never saw him the rest of the show, so that was it. So obviously, and then some people will say, well, Matt Riddle was in the match as well, and obviously these two apparently have heat because of what Matt Riddle's wife had said but not said about Becky Lynch in that Instagram post. We talked about that on the podcast a while back, so that could have played a factor as well. But obviously Seth Rollins is taking some time off, and again, congratulations to those two with a new child on the way here very soon. So 18 minutes and 58 seconds, Raw wins in a sweep. I gave it a C minus. Next match was the tag team match with the Raw Tag Team Champions, the New Day, taking on the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits here. Big E did come out with the New Day initially, but then he did not stay. These two teams just went at it. This was a very good match. You knew it would be, but again, something I'm going to reiterate time and time again, there was nothing on the line here. Now, in this situation, this is a match that should have been for a unification of the tag team titles. That's what they should have done here. It would have made sense here, but there was nothing on the line here. It's just a tag team confrontation here between the tag team champions of the respective brands. Good action here, though. The New Day were playing the heels, I thought. It seemed pretty obvious that they were kind of healing it more than the Street Profits here. But back and forth action, good stuff here. Ultimately, the Street Profits win in the end in 14 minutes and 3 seconds. They did hit this double team finisher on Xavier Woods. It was an electric chair blockbuster combo on Woods, and that won the match at 14 minutes and 3 seconds. Afterwards, both teams did show good sportsmanship. They shook and hugged. There was no heel turn by either team here, so that's how it ended here. I gave it a B. This was a very good match, and you knew it would be, but again, the problem is there was nothing on the line here. If this would have been for a unification of the tag team titles, then maybe I would have been a little bit more invested. But it was fine for what it was. I gave it a B with the Street Profits winning, as I predicted they would. And as far as the men's elimination match, I actually thought that SmackDown would win, and I'm surprised they actually got shut out. But that's what we had as far as that. Next action here was the U.S. Championship title holder Bobby Lashley taking on the Intercontinental Champion title holder Sami Zayn. Of course, Lashley is from Raw, Sami Zayn's from SmackDown. This was a terrible match. This match was basically played for comedy. It was done for comedy here. It came off so cringe, and it was not very good here. Sami Zayn acting, I don't know what he was trying to do. He was trying to get Lashley counted out or disqualified several times here. A lot of stalling here by Sami Zayn. The Hurt Business was out there. They never did lay a hand on him until I think it was MVP who threw him back into the ring late in the match. Bobby Lashley took 90% of the offense here in the match. Sami Zayn did get a couple hope spots, but ultimately Bobby Lashley tapped him out to the Hurt Lock. And at 7 minutes and 46 seconds, this misery of a match finally came to an end with Lashley winning, as I expected he would. He was my pick. I gave it a D-. It just got above an F here, but barely above an F. This was not very good. This went 5 to 6 minutes too long, in my opinion. This should have been done in 2 minutes, 3 minutes max. The comedy here did not work, and all the stalling here, it was terrible. I did not like this, and whoever produced the match, whoever booked this match, it was not very good. I'm sorry, but I gotta say it. Next match was the Raw Women's Champion Asuka taking on the SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks. This is a continuation or a follow-up to what they've been doing throughout the summer when these two had a program going here. Asuka had been getting the better of Sasha Banks during the time back in the summer, but of course Sasha Banks now coming off a successful defense of the SmackDown Women's title against Bayley. So she has some momentum going here. Asuka's been kind of cold here. They haven't really been doing a whole lot with her, so But again, you knew this would be a good match. It was pretty good from these two. Not bad. Just some good back and forth action here. You knew these two could tell a good story. You have two great workers in the ring here. They just go back and forth for a while. Ultimately, Sasha Banks does win in the end at 13 minutes and 7 seconds. She won on a victory roll. They have exchanged these pinning combinations late in the match, but then Sasha Banks got her into a victory roll after countering, I think, what was going to be an Asuka lock. And she got it on a victory roll and pinned Asuka, as I suspected she would. I figured Sasha was winning the match here, and she did do it in 13 minutes and 7 seconds. The surprising thing of this match was there was no interference. Nobody came out during the match or after the match. There was no attack. We did not see Carmella here. I thought for sure Carmella was going to come out and maybe attack Sasha Banks once again. We did not see Carmella here. I thought maybe there was a possibility we would see the return of Charlotte Flair come back. Charlotte was not here as well. It seems pretty obvious that they're just putting Asuka in a holding pattern until Charlotte Flair comes back. That's clearly the program they're going for there, and Charlotte's going to win the title back off Asuka. And obviously Sasha Banks is going to be having a program with Carmella. We did not see Bayley. Bayley did not come out in this as well, so it looks like they're clearly done with the Sasha Banks-Bayley stuff for now. I do think at some point they will go back to it, but Sasha won clean here. There was no shenanigans or anything. I gave the match a B. It was good because you had two good workers here, and we know what they're capable of, and it was fine. But again, there was nothing on the line here. Again, nothing on the line, and I'm going to say that constantly as this goes on, so we had that. Now, after that and before the next match, we had a backstage segment here. We see the Gobbledygooker with the 24/7 title. We see Tozawa eventually come up to roll up the Gooker, and he won the 24/7 title. So Tozawa won the title once again, and then R-Truth just happened to be lurking around here, and he ultimately hit Tozawa with a bag of bird seed or bird food, I think it was, and then he rolled up Tozawa and won the 24/7 title back for the 45th time. So R-Truth becomes the first performer to ever win 50 total titles. Of course, 45 out of the 50 are the 24/7 title. You guys know how I feel about the 24/7 title. I gave this an F as well. I cannot stand it. They need to get rid of that damn title. So when it was all said and done, this was thankfully the final thing with the 24/7 title on the show. Next up was the women's traditional 5-on-5 elimination match here. Team Raw had Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, Lana, Lacey Evans, and Peyton Royce. They replaced Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Mandy Rose is legitimately injured, and Dana Brooke was taken out for storyline purposes. And on SmackDown, you had Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Bayley, and Natty. Bayley was the team captain here. And this match, much like the men's match, it just kind of felt like it was there. There was really no juice, no heat to it here. It was pretty obvious what was going to happen here. Anyone with any ounce of brain knew how this match was going to go. And it pretty much lived up to the hype here. Bayley was actually the first one eliminated here in this match, which was surprising. Much like Seth Rollins being eliminated in the men's match, Bayley got eliminated first by Payne and Royce. So Bayley is out, so she gets eliminated first. The next elimination would come from would-be Payne Royce, actually. Payne Royce would get eliminated next when Natty eliminated her to the sharpshooter, I believe it was. So she gets eliminated, and Natty winds up getting eliminated third in the match by Lacey Evans with a loser's rights, so she's out. Ruby Riott gets eliminated by Shayna Baszler when she passes out to the Kofita clutch, and she got pinned, so she gets eliminated. The next elimination was Lacey Evans when Liv Morgan got her, so Lacey Evans is out. The next elimination would be of Liv Morgan. It would happen with Nia Jax. She got caught in the Samoa drop, so she gets eliminated. Now, you hear one person you don't hear me mentioning is Lana. Lana was there. She had gotten some work in the match early on, but then Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax scolded her and told her to stay on the steel steps and not even come up into the match. So, as all this action was going on, Lana's just sitting there on the stairs, and you knew where this was going. You knew exactly what was going to happen. They did not disappoint. Because the next elimination would be Shayna Baszler. She gets eliminated via disqualification when she would not let go of the Kofita clutch on Bianca Belair. She got it on her, but Bianca had made it to the rope, and Shayna did not break it by a count of 5, so she got disqualified. So we're down to Nia Jax, Lana, and Bianca Belair. Nia Jax and Bianca Belair going at it here for a little while, back and forth action. They both eventually get counted out, so they are double eliminated, and that was it. Lana was the sole survivor by literally doing next to nothing in the match. She wins the match for Team Raw. This ends in 23 minutes and 22 seconds. This was so predictable. No creative thought here, no creativity here at all. Anyone with any ounce of brain knew that Lana was going to be the sole survivor. I had predicted it on my podcast this week for the Survivor Series predictions show that I did. I said Lana would probably be the sole survivor. That's exactly what they did here. It was so predictable, so lazy. And again, I guess this was a way to try to build sympathy for her, even though she did next to nothing here, but she wound up being the sole survivor. I gave this a C-. The action was passable enough, but going with Lana was very predictable here, and that was it. And Lana did not get put through a table here. I thought the 10th time would be happening here at Survivor Series. She did not go through the table. So she avoided that because she won for Team Raw because everyone else got eliminated. So that was it. Your main event for the night was WWE Champion Drew McIntyre taking on WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Again, no titles on the line here, nothing at stake. I will say this was the best match on the entire show, bar none. Back and forth action, these two just went at it. These two are main event caliber here, and they showed it here. Just great action here. Both guys kicking out of the other's finishers here. At one point, Drew McIntyre does get put through the table on the outside by Roman Reigns. He had hit the Samoan drop. They missed it the first time, so they actually had to do it twice. He eventually got him there. And then eventually late in the match here, we do get a referee bump. I think McIntyre had inadvertently run into the referee. The referee gets taken out. And you knew something was going to come of this. The question was who was going to come out. It was pretty obvious who it was going to be, and it turned out to be Jey Uso. He came out, he gave Drew McIntyre a low blow, then he gave him a super kick. And then ultimately, once the referee started to get revived, Roman Reigns put him into the guillotine choke, and Drew McIntyre passed down, and that was it. So Roman Reigns, as expected, did get the win here at 24 minutes and 52 seconds. They kept Drew McIntyre strong here in defeat. It took two guys to beat him. Paul Heyman really didn't do anything here in this match. He was out there, didn't really do a whole lot here. His body language was pretty much the story of the match as far as him goes. But McIntyre looked strong here in defeat, even though it took two guys. So I gave it an A-. This was easily the best match on the entire show. These two showed you why they are main event caliber here, and this was great stuff. So Roman Reigns does get the win here. So they closed the Survivor Series here with the final farewell, quote-unquote, to The Undertaker. So we had all these special guests that came out here. The number of people, we had Triple H, Shawn Michaels, JBL, the Godwins, who we've not seen in years, Savio Vega, another one we have not seen in years. They all came out here. A number of dignitaries, Ric Flair was there, and Booker T, and a who's who. I think Kurt Angle was there as well, Mick Foley. A who's who of people were out there. They all came out for they'll come out to walk out to the crowd here and get a pop, and then once that was done, they threw it to this video package. They had shown this on the kickoff, a great Undertaker video package showing his career from the beginning up to the current end. That was pretty good stuff. We had some of the talent talking and putting over the Undertaker for how he's the best, one of the best, if not the best of all time. But once that video package was done, we got all these fake chants, the canned applause here and the Undertaker chants. It was so nauseating, I couldn't stand it. But Vince himself actually was out here on camera. He came out, he talked about The Undertaker, really puts him over here. And Vince, you could tell Vince is looking a lot older now. That's why we probably don't see him on camera as much anymore. He's definitely looking like, 74, 75 that he is now. He brings out The Undertaker, and Vince leaves. And by the way, all these other people that were out initially, they disappeared. We never saw them again. Eventually, The Undertaker does come out after Vince calls him out. We get the long Undertaker entrance here. This went on for several minutes. He finally gets into the ring, and he just starts talking. You know, he says pretty much all the usual stuff we've heard him say before in spots like this. He does not say he's retired or anything along those lines. He does the rest in peace. He says all that kind of stuff. And that was it. He just says what he says now. They did a deal here, so he's in the old Undertaker kneel-down pose, pointing. They had this hologramic image of the late Paul Bearer. It was, I think, from later on. It was a later on version of Paul Bearer. He's holding the urn. The Undertaker's posing and pointing towards where the hologram was. That was a cool visual. I will say that. But then I'm watching this, just watching this. He's doing this for quite a long time here. I'm waiting for somebody to come out. I'm waiting for somebody to come out to maybe interrupt or attack or do something. Nope, nothing happened. He goes up the entrance ramp there. They're on him for quite a long time again, waiting for maybe an attack or something. Nope, nothing came of it. Nobody came out here. We did not see anyone like The Fiend or Randy Orton, who we did not see on the show, by the way. We didn't see either of them. I thought maybe we would see Killer Karrion Kross, possibly. He was a wild card in all this. We never saw him. He did not come out. Nobody came out here. This was it. They literally had him go through the curtain, and that's how they went off the air. So that was it. So nobody came out to interrupt or attack, which I was a little surprised, but this whole segment alone ran 35 minutes, roughly. I'm not going to give it a grade because it was not a match. It was just a segment. But I will say, it just, I don't know, it felt very flat to me. It just felt very flat. It was, I don't know, maybe I was expecting more here. Obviously, I was expecting someone to attack or come out. We never got it. This just came off very flat to me. It's stuff we've kind of seen before, and I just wasn't getting it, and I'm not believing for a second, even though nobody attacked, and the Undertaker will go away for a while here, but I do not believe that this will be the final appearance of the Undertaker. There is no way the Undertaker goes out like this in front of virtual fans and no live audience. I don't see it. And I still think he has one more WrestleMania match in him. There's no way it ends like this. And, of course, you have the Saudi Arabia stuff once they get that going. You don't think the Saudi prince wouldn't want the Undertaker over there for a big situation there with a nice big payday? And I still think the Undertaker has one more WrestleMania match in him, and I think it will happen at some point. I think the match will happen next year. It's just who's it going to be against? I think Karrion Kross is going to be the guy. To me, I think that's the money match. If you're not going to get Sting, I don't think the stuff with Sting is over with. That's not going to happen. I think Killer Karrion Kross will be the guy. Some people will say Aleister Black maybe would be the guy as well, but Aleister Black's getting buried as we speak. I think Killer Karrion Kross will be the right guy, and I think that's the money match for WrestleMania. So, but that was it. And again, you can't tell me that the Undertaker would not come back for one more WrestleMania match for the right program and for the right money. Please, you know he will. He's a human being. Money speaks. Money talks. And if it's good enough for him, and if it's for the right money, he will do it. Same thing with Saudi Arabia. If they do it for the right money and for the right situation, there's no way he would turn that down. He would do it. I'm pretty sure of it. It's hard for him to say no to Vince, and they've made that pretty obvious. And I know on the Stone Cold Steve Austin Broken Skull Sessions, the part 2 that aired, he was asked if it was literally it. He did not say he was retired or all that. He said he was at peace with it, but he never did officially say he was, quote, retired. So that was it. That was how Survivor Series went off the air here. So my overall final grade for WWE Survivor Series 2020 is a C-. I thought outside of a couple of matches, this was a very, very lackluster show, but the couple good matches, they're kind of evening it out, so I will say overall this was a middle-of-the-road show at best. As far as the good stuff here, obviously the main event with McIntyre and Roman Reigns, very good. I thought the tag team match with the New Day and the Street Profits, very good. I thought the Raw and SmackDown Women's match here with Asuka and Sasha Banks was good. I thought those were the 3 good things on the show. The bad stuff, the stuff with the 24/7 title, Bobby Lashley, Sami Zayn was bad, and kind of the stuff in the middle, the Undertaker farewell. Actually, I thought the dual brand battle royal was pretty bad as well. The Undertaker final farewell was kind of in the middle for me. The elimination matches I thought were kind of in the middle. So that's it. So a C- is my official grade for Survivor Series 2020. Let me know down in the comment section if you agree with my thoughts, and let me know what you think your favorite match was. So thanks for checking us out here on the YouTube channel. We'll see you the next time on the next review. Bye for now, everyone.